What's up, guys? It is week 16 in the NFL season, and we are in the semifinals for your fantasy football playoffs. Lots of start sit decisions this week. Let's just get right into the show.
You're watching Fantasy Now Plus.
Back with me again is John. John, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Ready for these tough decisions and what we should do in our own lineups, and then try and help everybody else out there.
Yeah, we're definitely back. How many semifinal games do you have this week?
Four plus one best ball. So technically, I guess 5.
At least you don't have to make start decisions on that. I have one that actually is worth anything, and then I have 2 others that I'm counting myself out on one of them to a 15-year-old, so that's tough. But hey, down 32 points because he had Puka and Matthew Stafford, but it's fine. It's fine. We're all fine. I'll make the finals in one league, in a league that I haven't made the finals in a couple of years, but my main league, I'm projected only a 1-point loss right now, and well, we could start with the start set question and just talk about it on air. I need to pick 2 wide receivers here. And these are my 2 wide receiver slots, not flex. Troy Franklin, Keenan Allen, Marvin Harrison, or Jalen Naylor.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Currently, I have Keenan Allen and Troy Franklin, which I'm not super confident about either because we talked about this right before the show. You know, Troy Franklin is a hit or miss player. He either scores you 6 points or 20 points. There's really no in between. And that's a 405 matchup against Jacksonville, at home at least. So, I mean, that should be good. Keenan Allen has Dallas, he hasn't scored double-digit points since week 7 against the Indianapolis Colts, and he scored almost 30 that game. He's gotten close. He's got 9.3 against Jacksonville, but he hasn't gotten a touchdown since week 7. Hoping against Dallas, that helps. So I feel like I have to start those 2. I don't know that I trust Jalen Naylor to repeat his performance against Dallas last week against the Giants this week. And I don't know that I trust Marvin Harrison coming off of a heel injury that he is, quote unquote, will ease back in.
Yep. I'm hoping he's a decoy, and Michael Wilson and Brissett still maintain their history of the last few weeks for my own benefit and just for everyone out there, because it's just so tough now, because when Harrison comes back, he vultures and takes all of Wilson's attention, and then, we're riding that hot hand with what's been going on, and then now we're, and I actually have both of them in one of my leagues. I have Harrison and Wilson. I actually asked Tim and them the other day, Brian, I was like, which way do I go? And
yeah,
it's another one of those. I still can't, I don't know where to commit.
It's so weird. I agree. Like if Harrison comes in, Wilson does become a problem. Well, in a bad way. Thank you for boosting the viewership. Even though you're still in there, like anybody could come back. I was down 90 and now I'm only down 30, so it's fine. Pick 2 is definitely Allen and Marv. I wouldn't hate playing Marv. I would hate to not play Marv and then he score 14 points over Keenan. It's like 8. He hasn't gotten double-digit points, or he hasn't gotten single-digit points since week 7, but he's only played 3 games since week 7. He's missed 4. The last time he played against Tampa Bay was 12.9. I guess I really need to just look at Atlanta's defense and what they allow points per game, so that would be tough. As far as waivers goes, we talked about that. I put a claim in for Matt Collins and Isaiah Williams. That's where we're at. This team sucks. Like, I hate this team because I used to have Justin Jefferson. I got Marvin Harrison. I traded Justin Jefferson away. I was like, I got the future right here.
Yep.
So It'll be interesting. I might make the decision at some point today. But John, what kind of questions you got for yourself? And
Well,
actually, before we get anywhere, if anybody watching has questions for their own fantasy lineups, please drop them because we will answer all of them.
yep. Hopefully we give you the right answer and not as difficult as ours. But mine, we were talking just before we came on, and I got Jalen Warren in the flex, and Tet McMillan in the flex, and I have Woody Marks on the bench, Egbook on the bench, and Jaden Higgins on the bench. So just
I
I need
fine.
the upside this week because I'm down already. So
I'm fine keeping Tet there in your lineup. They have Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay allows everybody to score against them. So it's really, Jalen Warren's the question, and we
yep.
kind of talked about this. Jalen Warren being against Detroit this week.
Hampered with Gainwell in there.
Yeah, hampered with Gainwell, and truthfully, I need Gainwell to do well, so I hope Jalen Warren doesn't do anything. So the other options after that was Woody, and Egbuka in a divisional game against the Panthers on the road, and they have not played the Panthers yet this week. So let's look here. And Juju Pro, we will get to your question in just a moment, I promise. Let's see. So Egbuka, let's see. Egbuka, Warren. I think they're so even.
Mm-hmm.
I think I lean towards Jalen Warren, and I don't like it.
I don't like it. That's why I was telling you that's why I have it set right now, and it's like, do I leave it alone? Do I change? And I know
Panthers
my luck. I change it. Warren goes off.
Yeah, Panthers allow one of the least amount of points to the wide receiver position. They're 7th least, so I think I stay Warren.
It's ugly.
I mean, Egbuka could get open. That is true. Egbuka could get open, but the Panthers secondary is also very good. That's the problem. So, I might end up looking more into the stats here. So, let's talk about this question: Tet or Quinshon Judkins this week? I think again, I would fire up every Panthers wide receiver against the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers secondary is just not good.
Yeah, they showed you last week with what they gave up with Cousins at quarterback and no other options. I mean,
well, Josh talks about it every week. It's like, the Buccaneers allow, like, they always give up a big game to one of the wide receivers they're playing against. Kyle Williams' best game of his entire career was against the Buccaneers this year, and he hasn't done anything since. I think I go Tet here. I need to look at Judkins real quick, though.
I would go Tet.
Judkins got the Buffalo.
He's got a follow-up down there about Mike Evans being a must-start, and you can't sit Evans.
I think if you need the upside for Tet or Judkins, your Tet is your upside. But I think Quinshon has a bigger bust floor, which it makes me lean towards Tet. Oh, but the Bills allow the 5th most points against the running back position.
Was that in Buffalo?
That game is in Cleveland. I'm pretty certain. I think that's what I saw earlier.
Yeah, it's in Cleveland.
So, game in Cleveland. Let's look at the weather report. Not that this has mattered at all this season. Every time we're like, oh, it's going to be a cold one today. It's going to be snowy. It doesn't seem to matter. So today, let's look at Cleveland weather. Cleveland, Ohio. 28 degrees. Oh, it's fine. That's not even a cold game in Cleveland. So I think I go Tet.
We'll see Matt Collins walking in barefoot again.
Yep. So yeah, the second question here is Mike Evans a must start. Should I start Quinshon or Dowdle over him? I have said multiple times over the last couple of weeks that Mike Evans is going to get 250 yards a game over the next 3 weeks. With those stats, yeah, he is a must start. He had 21.2 last week in his first game back since week 3. He didn't even find the end zone. Still scored that many points, 132 yards against the Panthers defense. I know I just said like Egbuka's not really trusting Egbuka there, but man, it's hard to bench Mike Evans when he's pulling 12 targets in his first game back.
In his first game back, yeah.
And Egbuka hasn't pulled 12 targets. He hasn't pulled double-digit targets since week 10 without Mike Evans. So I think that offense still does lead through Mike Evans.
I agree. I saw a funny stat looking a little bit ago is Tampa Bay has no one on their injury report of note. I don't think that's ever happened.
I think I'm starting Mike Evans over Quinton Judkins.
I am.
Now, Dowdle, on the other hand, is the other question. Still getting the workload, it looks like. Yes, still getting the workload, just like I thought.
1 touchdown last 4 games.
The question here is, how many points do you need? Do you need high upside, or do you need safe points? If you need safe points, go Quinton Judkins. If you need a big upside, go Mike Evans. If you're down 30 and Judkins is making it a 20-point game, play Evans because he's going to give you more upside, in my opinion. Here, how are we feeling about Kelsey versus Waller in the Old Man Bowl? I think I'm going Darren Waller against Cincinnati.
Yep.
Darren Waller is a walking touchdown. He got 8 targets last week. Kelsey now has to play with Gardner Minshew.
And Ewers isn't a downgrade from Tua. I mean,
no, not at all.
There's no, worry about him coming in as in he's going to do worse than Tua. I don't know that that's really that possible. So, and he could dump it off to Waller the same way.
Yeah. Half-point PPR need upside. Start 2. Troy Franklin, Jalen Coker, Hollywood Brown. What have I said about Tampa Bay so far today? I think if Josh was on the show today, you're starting Jalen Coker. Jalen Coker's got 2 touchdowns the last 2 games. He's gotten 14 plus points. So he has 17.4 and 14 over the last 2 games that they've played. Now has Tampa Bay. It's Ted on the other side. The Panthers offense is humming. The thing that concerns me about the Panthers is in the last 14 games, they are 0-14 when they are the favorites. Which means to me is that this might be a high scoring game, even though the Panthers lose.
It's divisional too. I mean, they're
divisional game,
vying for that division win, and so they're both going to be coming out balling.
Yeah. So start 2, and then the other one was Hollywood Brown, or Troy Franklin. So the tough part for me here always about Troy Franklin is he is either a boom or bust player. So he's either going to score you 20 or he's going to score you 6. So the question here, I mean, how much upside do you need? Because why can't I type incorrectly? I'm trying to look up players here. Coker, where are you? Coker, there you are. So that leads me to Troy Franklin. I think I'm going Jalen Coker and Troy Franklin here.
I agree, and I was looking it up, and I think Worthy is going to be. Now, I'm not suggesting we start him, but I did hear some through the week that is the route to go, and that's what I was going to say with Hollywood is I would go Worthy over Hollywood, as opposed or in regards to a receiver from Kansas City.
Yeah, Hollywood hasn't been good since Worthy came back, and then Rice came back, and I know Rice is gone, or not gone, but Rice is out with a concussion this week.
And you don't have Mahomes. We don't know what Minshew's.
Gonna do.
I mean, he's not, played since, I don't know what he did do last year. I forget now, but where he even was.
Minshew was that's it. I want to say Las Vegas. Yeah, Las Vegas.
Yeah,
He played
Vegas. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Indy. Yeah, he's been all over the league. Yeah, so I think I go Troy Franklin and Jalen Coker here. It is unfortunate T is playing for you. You could watch the Tampa Bay game and hate watch it and hope that Egbuka gets you 0 points or gets people 0 points in general. If I had the opportunity to hate watch, I would hate watch that game all day. Good morning, PS3 family. Do we trust Estime to have a ceiling or play Carter? I think I'm playing Carter. Assuming you're talking about Michael Carter. It seems like it doesn't matter who the running back is in Arizona, but they perform. Whoever the starting running back is, they perform. And that just seems to be the weirdness of the Arizona Cardinals this year, when was the last time the Arizona Cardinals won a game? That's my real question. But it doesn't matter because they score points. They haven't won since Dallas. They've lost 6 straight with Jacoby, which is wild that they haven't gone to another quarterback, but apparently they are fine just being 3-14. So yeah, I think I'm going Carter here. I don't know that I trust Estimate yet. Right? That's where Andrick Estimate.
No.
Yeah, I don't know that I trust him. It seems like they're splitting that backfield between him and Evan Hall, and that's really honestly not a great option.
Yeah, Hall could actually be the leader this time. It's back and forth.
And that's if Taysom Hill is not taking it.
Yep.
So it's like,
as I said that, I was like, wait a second. We also got to think Taysom Hill's still there.
I think Taysom Hill still does exist, unfortunately. Yeah. If you need the ceiling, play Carter. Carter's it. Dart or Brissett for a ceiling, though. So when you talk about Jacoby Brissett, you can't talk about a ceiling. You have to talk about his floor. His floor is 18 points. Dart's floor is 13. Looks like his ceiling 29. He's got Minnesota this week. Okay, so let's restart.
Dart's got 18.4 per game this year. Jacoby's 20.2 average.
Jacoby's QB3 in points per game this year.
Yep.
Since week 6, which is wild. Jacoby and Dart. Okay, so looking at these side by side, I still think I'm going Jacoby here. Very high upside, very low risk. Dart is a risk. 10 evaluations for concussions, and he's played in 10 games. So don't like that. He's got to go up against Minnesota. What happens in the second quarter when he has to come out for a concussion? That's going to suck. At least you know what you're getting out of Jacoby. Jacoby is a safe bet. He's a walking 2 passing touchdowns. Even if he does throw an interception, he still follows it up with touchdowns. He still scores points. He's gotten an interception in every game over the last 3 weeks, and he still scored 20 plus points. I think you have to go Brissett. I'm starting Brissett over Lamar Jackson today in the semifinal.
Yeah.
Scary. Minnesota hasn't allowed a passing touchdown in like 4 games, even more. So not start.
That's what I was looking up. I was trying to, because they had a 4-game stretch earlier where they hadn't allowed any. So I just think they can lock them down.
Yeah, Brissett is an easy start for me. It's crazy that we're at this point that he is an easy start. But since week 6, we talked about it last week, we talked about it the week before. I think we've talked about it every week. His lowest point game was 18.6 against Jacksonville in week 12. He has never scored under that. He's gotten under 23 times, but it was 18 or 19. Like that's still a very good quarterback.
He's got a third option now with Harrison coming back, which we talked about a little bit ago. Is not that makes us wonder for us starting the receiver side of things, but now you have McBride that is going to get all the attention.
Yeah, it's hard not to start a quarterback that gets to throw the ball to Trey McBride 13 times a game or 10 times a game. It's it's really hard not to start that because he's going to bring those in. He's going to score. He's going to get his yardage. Like that just makes it an easier pick for me. Even against Houston last week, McBride had 37 points against one of the best defenses in the league. It's hard to not start that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll be hearing his name when we do our award show here in a couple of weeks.
McBride or Jacoby?
Jacoby.
Yeah, well, maybe both.
Maybe
to be
both.
honest,
Yeah.
because McBride is a start him and sit him, or start him and forget him. I don't know that that's going to happen today. But hey, hate watch it. 10 points. We're 10 points. Actually, I would love for McBride to get 10 points because I don't roster him anywhere, and I know Josh does, and that'll really make him mad. So 10
I
points.
actually traded McBride in my home league earlier on this year just because he was my, number one point getter, the person I had the most weight on getting something for. So I gave him up and Ladd McConkey, and then I received Pickens, Henry, and Gadsden, but that was when Gadsden was reeling, doing really good. So I was like, well, and I have Goddard on the bench, so I was like, I can go between them two. So I thought it was a really good trade, but hindsight 2020, I don't know if with Henry not producing, pretty much at all, I think I might have been better off keeping McBride.
Trying to see if we got any news about players yet here.
London
news.
Expected to play.
Oh, I didn't need that.
Oh,
some coaching news here. Pete Carroll's future with the Raiders is in doubt. Higgins is in line to play. Okay. Marcus Freeman expected to be the Giants' top college head coach candidate. Aaron Glenn is expected to be back in New York. Zach Taylor expected to be back in Cincinnati. Hate that. We hate that. I hate that.
It's been 2 years, which I question that as soon as I heard
stupid.
it.
Just stupid.
They're so tight on their money, but then they go and do that.
For an average, I feel like Cincinnati is holding on to Zach Taylor because he brought him to the Super Bowl, forgetting that Joe Burrow and T. Higgins and Jamar Chase exist, and they were 10-7 that season. They weren't even great. They were 10-7. It's fine.
Another name I popped up earlier that we haven't really heard much of, and I don't know what we'll get, but I think it's out there, is Christian Kirk is expected to play today.
Right. Yeah, he was.
His was an illness related, but
yeah. Yeah, still only seeing questionable for today so far. Where are we at with New Orleans defense versus Houston defense? As in, starting them on fantasy today, Brian? Please don't tell me to start him in fantasy today. Houston? Wait. New Orleans has got the Jets. Ooh, that's a real toilet bowl right there. Who's the other one? Houston. That's right. Houston's got, oh God, against Las Vegas. I think I'm going Houston. But
I don't know that you can go wrong.
I think you just pick one of them and go for it.
Be glad you got both of them and nobody else has them. If there is a thing, it's being glad of having a defense.
Yeah. I need inactives. Give me the inactives. Okay, what we're watching. So what we're watching for is T. Higgins' concussion, who I think was expected to play. Quentin Johnson.
Yep.
Tyrod Taylor, but I thought they said Brady Cook is going to start. Never mind.
Yeah, I got Brady Cook starting with Tyrod and Fields both progressing through the week.
So players definitely out today. Bam Knight, Cordero Hodge, Dylan Sampson, David Njoku, Faisal Tutin, Rashi Rice, Alvin Kamara, and Mason Taylor. Those are outs for today. Yeah, Drake Clonan is expected to play. So is Kyle Pitts. Nick Chubb is expected to play. And so is Christian Kirk.
That Nick Chubb playing too made me wonder, or made me think
Woody.
more on putting Woody back too, or leaving Woody back.
Yeah, I don't think I'm starting Woody. I think you're fine. I would just start Jalen Warren at that point. It's not great. I will say that it's not a great situation. You know what's crazy about the NFC North is that the Bears are one win away from winning the division. They could also be the number 1 seed, but if they lose 2 games, they're out of the playoffs.
Here's another one I was questioning, which I had Reed and McLaurin and Swift. They basically all pooped the bed for me, and I'm going against Stafford, and I still haven't matched Stafford's score for the rest of my roster. But I have Jacoby Myers in and Michael Wilson. But then, like I was saying earlier, I have Harrison on the bench, but I also got Quentin Johnston, Jordan Addison, and then as a side note, I have Waller or Henry in my tight end slot. I'm already projected to lose this by 30. So,
who's your starters? The starting and wide receivers?
Myers is my only one I got left because I've already played McLaurin, Reed.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, I would.
And then I have Wilson
Myers
as a. Yeah, I left Myers in. I think Trevor's actually, what I see for him earlier, he was my number 1.
Jacoby just got paid also this week, 3-year extension. So I would definitely be keeping Myers in there. I think he's got the better shot at actually producing. And since he's been in Jacksonville, he's been absolutely crushing it.
Yeah. Trevor likes him for sure.
Come on, news. Where we at?
Fantasy points per game. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence in fantasy points per game in the last 4 weeks is number 1 behind Josh Allen with 26.6 points. That was crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about some game picks today because I forgot to make my game picks today. So week 16. Oh, actually, we have a question. Full PPR, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex. So we got 5 players that we need. We got Gibbs, Bucky, Travion, Chase Brown, Pickens, Ladd, Ted McMillan. Who starts? Who makes the team? Okay, so let's start with the 2 running backs. We got Gibbs, Bucky, or Travion, or Chase Brown.
Ouch.
I think Gibbs has been.
I know why you're in the playoffs.
Yeah, Gibbs has been kind of hit. He missed last week, but he's got Pittsburgh this week. He's been very good. I think you have to start Gibbs. You can't set Gibbs in the semifinals and be upset when he scores a bunch and you lose. So I think I'm going Gibbs here for sure. As far as the second running back, I think oh God, do we go Bucky here? I don't know that I trust Travion right now. I trust Travion. I don't know that I trust the Patriots to get Travion the ball like they should. 30 points last week, though, man. That's tough. Against Baltimore. And then Chase Brown.
I wonder with Bucky in that if Tampa Bay can contain the offense, the Carolina offense, then I think they'll get more out of Bucky, but they just didn't seem to use him once Atlanta went up last week. And I wonder if that'll happen again.
So I think Bucky's the sit currently of the running backs. I think you're starting Gibbs and Chase Brown. Chase Brown, 18 points the last 3 weeks. 18 over the last 4 out of the last 5. He hasn't gotten a single digit game since week 6. He has been absolutely crushing it like usual. So I'm going Gibbs and Brown here. For 2 wide receivers, I think you go Ladd and Tet. And then as your flex, I think that is where I'm putting Travion.
Yeah. Pickens is.
I think Pickens is a sit.
Missing. Yep, he's been missing the last couple of weeks. I need him.
Yeah, we all need him. We all need wide receiver Pickens back, but
I need him because of my roster. But if I had this roster, I wouldn't need him.
And for the record, Pickens and Ladd have both sucked the last 2 weeks. In fact, Pickens has been better, but Pickens isn't playing the Dallas Cowboys. Ladd is. So I think I'm going Ladd, Tet, Gibbs, Brown, Travion in the flex.
Yeah.
We are close. Gibbs, Brown, Pickens, Tet. I don't think I'm starting Pickens of that. Pickens and Bucky are my sets. Yeah. So there is that. Let's see. Let's make some picks here. So week 6 today. Okay. I need to go through all these. Big games today. We got Buffalo and Cleveland. Buffalo's a minus 10.5 in Cleveland.
41.5 over under.
That seems like a lot. I think I went to Cleveland plus 10.5.
Yeah, that Buffalo defense is letting the points come.
To talk about Dart, would Higgins be the same? Oh, about concussions. The thing is, Higgins doesn't touch the ball every single play of the game when they're on offense. Dart does, which puts him in a little bit more unsafe. T. Higgins, I swear, had 3 concussions in one single game and still put up 27.2 points. They're also going up against Miami. In Miami, I could see the concern. I really do. I just think I'm not sitting T. Higgins, and if he sucks today, I'm really sorry, dude. I don't know that I trust Egbuka right now. What's confidence level in any of these Buffalo pass catchers? Do they have pass catchers? Do they? Will
Shakir, Coleman.
Coleman is not great. Tyrell Shaver's not great. He had 1 game. Unless your name is Dalton Kincaid or Dawson Knox, I don't know that I trust a lot of you. Khalil Shakir is really the only one that I would remotely trust, but I don't think I'm even starting him.
Total of 6 receptions for 66 yards last week between 2 receivers.
Bad.
And that was Palmer and Shakir.
And Shakir had 65 of those.
Yeah. And then the week before that, you actually had 2, 4, 6, 7 receptions total, but each player had 16 yards or 21 yards. You aren't getting anything fancy points on that.
No.
Like you said, unless you got one of the tight ends.
So you're only 8 points behind and you're already counting yourself out? No, we don't count ourselves out 8 points behind. And if you could start Coker over T. Higgins, I think I would. What do you think, John? Are you starting Coker over T. Higgins?
like we've said, that Tampa Bay defense is gonna let the ball go. I mean, so if you're, I mean, there's your 8 points right there, and two catches for Coker, and if he has one like he did last week for it went what 41 yards, something like that. Um, uh, it's hard to set T. You know,
It
we're
is. It's really
Cincinnatians.
hard.
Um,
The only
but
thing that I'm worried about the Bengals is that they're already eliminated from the playoffs. So what are we playing for? They all have their contracts. What are we playing for? So that's I'm a little concerned about that. But yeah, T. I mean, it's hard to set T when T is playing. Uh, and if
what
you are worried
mindset
about
is Burrow coming out
concussions,
with too?
then yeah, exactly. Burrow's not having fun playing football right now, so it's really. I would be fine starting Coker over T
Yep,
Higgins. I would not be fine starting Ekbuka over Higgins. I think it's Coker, Higgins, Ekbuka.
agreed.
Either of you in the semis? Yes, got a tough decision in my Superflex Dynasty League. Josh Allen, Dak, Herbert, slotting in Allen and Herbert due to matchup right now. Yeah. Even with Herbert's broken hand, I think against the Dallas Cowboys, that is still good. Ooh, but he hasn't. Ooh, Herbert hasn't scored more than 14 points since week 9. So hold on, wait, wait a minute. That's not great. Dak Prescott had a bad week last week. Chargers. We need to look at points. Hold on. Los
I need
Angeles.
both of those that he's asking about, Allen and Herbert and Fishbowl, and I need them
Los
to fall
Angeles.
out.
Los Angeles allows the second least amount of points to the quarterback position. The Chargers do. Dallas Cowboys allow the most. You start Josh Allen,
Yep.
regardless. I don't care how. Cleveland is the third least amount of points to the quarterback position, but it's still Josh Allen. I.
What are you thinking?
He says Dak, and he's a Chargers fan. It's really, really hard for me to see their second least versus the first most points and say I want to start the player that's playing the defense that allows the second least amount of points.
Chargers ain't letting off the gas either.
No. And Dallas is
and
eliminated.
Dallas just got eliminated. So, I mean,
I see the point to start Dak, but even throwing the ball 38 times last week, he got 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He scored 11 points. 22, 21, 28, 24 the weeks before that when we were still playing against good teams. The Chargers just don't allow points. That's the thing. Like that is what is hindering me from really. So let's see. The Chargers allow 13.3 points per game to the quarterback position, where the Dallas Cowboys allow 24.5. Justin Herbert hasn't gotten 24.5 since week 9 when he had 28.7. What week did he break his hand?
3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago.
Dallas's D did make McCarthy look really good last week. I think I'm going Justin Herbert.
I am for my own selfishness, just because of, like I said earlier, Fishbowl. I'm trying to make that top 50, but
Chargers O-line does suck. He's still getting pass attempts. Yeah. So since he broke his hand, 20 attempts, 26 attempts, 29 attempts. So he's throwing a lot less than Dak. But I think you have to play the matchup. That's the thing. If this was next week, yeah, I'm going Dak because Justin Herbert has Houston and Dak has Washington. But we're going with week 16. I think you have to play the matchup. Yeah, and second highest scoring game. You're right. So it's
a 50 over under.
Sean's got Dak projected highly. But Sean, where is Justin Herbert? You gotta tell us where Justin Herbert is also. Let's look here. Remove. God. This is actually a tough one. Fantasy Pro says Dak Prescott. 35 of 42 experts say Dak Prescott.
Yeah, our rankings are heavily favoring Dak just because of the offense. But I think it could be skewed because of what they've done the last 4 weeks too.
He's got Dak only 50 yards ahead of Herbert, which is only 2 points in most leagues. But I need touchdowns, scoring opportunities. God, this is tough. This one is actually legitimately tough to me in a head-to-head matchup.
That defense is. I think the defense is why we want to lean with Herbert because of what Dallas is, going to give up. Ryan just brought up a good point about the game script. Could be a dump off too for Herbert. That might be a little bit hopeful too between Vidal and Hampton, which will give Herbert the points.
How many points? What do you need? That do you need a big play, or we need the safe play? That's I think a lot in question here because these two are so close. I think, and I haven't been as vocal here. To me, I get the reason to start Dak. Better offensive line, better projections, better team around him. He faced Puka and Jordan Love. Okay, so
I could see going Dak.
I could see you going Dak. Like I agree. I do see this going Dak.
Mm-hmm.
Or Josh Allen in this mix. Yeah, it's Josh Allen for sure. Everything is saying to go Dak Prescott.
Agreed.
Don't be surprised if Justin Herbert scores 28 points this week. And Dak scores 21. I say the safe bet is to go with Dak Prescott. I think Justin Herbert scores more. And we'll see at 4:00 today if I was wrong. I don't think that answers your question. I think everybody here in the chat and the experts, everybody says to start Dak Prescott. I would start Justin Herbert. It's gonna be a high scoring game regardless. Who knows? It might be Justin Herbert and Dak Prescott is the answer. Did we think about that one?
I'm not sitting Josh.
I'm not starting Josh either.
Ever.
Here's the kicker. I have the Keenan stack. Do I pivot and go Estime or David Montgomery? I would normally go Rice, but kind of stiff this. So yeah. You're in the same boat as I am. I have to start Keenan Allen. I don't know that I go Estime. I don't know that I trust that rushing offense for the Saints right now with everybody gone. And I don't know that I trust the Lions to be able to get David Montgomery completely involved in a game.
Is that a have to estimate or Montgomery?
Yeah, so I guess you go Herbert for the upside in the stack. So it's everything says go Dak. I still say go Justin Herbert and Josh Allen. I'm sorry, I don't know why. It's a gut. This is a gut feeling for me. I think I was stacking Allen with Herbert, and if I pivot Dak, I'd probably remove the Keenan stack. Oh, if you go Dak Prescott, you would go estimate David Montgomery. I mean, here's the thing: is that if you start Herbert and Keenan Allen scores, you're still getting those points, regardless. If you start Dak and Keenan Allen scores, you still get this. You still get the points. Like I get the stack, but I'm starting the best players.
Yeah, I wouldn't focus on the stack. I wouldn't put
Yeah.
that as your focus.
If this was a weekly DFS matchup, then sure, but it's not. I think I would still start Keenan here. Yeah, fair. I just watched Dan Campbell's press conference talking about getting Monty involved. Ben Johnson has proven that he was the reason why 2 running backs worked in Detroit, because 2 running backs work in Chicago. And David Montgomery has not worked in Detroit since Ben Johnson has left. And yes, I would like Monty to get involved. It's just he's not. I mean, 15 rushes was his last big game 6 weeks ago.
Snap shares are down to 28% to snap counts.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. New Orleans versus the New York Jets. Who do you think wins this week?
New Orleans.
Over under 40.5.
Under.
Yeah, that's what I picked. I think Carolina loses today, but they cover the spread. Tua or Tyler Shuck today?
No, we know Tua's out.
Tua's not starting, so Tyler Shuck. Tua's benched. He is QB3 for the Miami Dolphins, so do not start Tua. In fact, you should probably just drop him for literally anyone else that would score points.
Yeah, I watched a McDaniel press briefing where I don't remember what day they did it, but he's actually moved Tua to number 3. Tua is behind Zach Wilson. So let that tell you something.
Yeah. Okay, Judkins or ETN for a half-point PPR. ETN's been killing.
Defense of the Jacksonville going against
Denver.
Denver is
in Denver.
The tough part of that, problem there. But
yeah, third least amount of points to the running back position. Whereas on the flip side, the Bills are the 5th most points per the running back position. I don't want to say sit Travis Etienne, RB11, who has scored a total of 52 points over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. What did Arizona do against?
Judkins, ETN, I assume, is in your flex position then. Come here now. Since you have Bucky and James Cook already. Correct. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going ETN even for. I think
you're stable already there. Yeah.
Yeah, if you got that, I'm going with ETN on this side. I know Buffalo. I mean, fine, but Judkins hasn't had an ETN style game since week 7. So, and Tootin is out. Correct. So, I'm going ETN. I don't think I don't think LeQuint Allen steals any of that from ETN. Another game pick here, Tennessee or KC. I think it goes over 37.5 though.
Yeah, I'd go the over.
I think I'm going to steal a Tennessee win here.
Yeah, I don't think Kansas City's
I would
playing
not. I wouldn't be surprised KC wins, but I think I'm going to like Tennessee. I know they need to start. They need to lose games to get draft position, but they don't need to be the number one pick. They have their quarterback, so they don't need to pick a quarterback. And so all they need to do is get to the top 3, and to third. And I think stealing some wins at the end of the season brings you good morale into the off season. It provides some momentum going into the next season. I think a good win here would show a lot for Tennessee. Bengals, Miami, both teams eliminated. I'm going over 47.5. I feel like that's a low number. I think I go Bengals here.
I'm going Bengals. I with all the everything going on in the media with Burrow lately, I think he's
This is a get right game.
Right. Yeah, I think he's got to get, knock that out of his brain and just play his butt off.
Battle of 2 top teams in the conference. We've got Denver and Jacksonville, number 1 versus number 3. This is the potential to be, well, Jacksonville wins, they will take no, they'll still be number 3. I think I go Denver because it's at home.
Yeah, they got the home favored typical line, 3.5.
I think this is going to be a high scoring game. I hope it's a high scoring game.
I hope it is too. But I could see Denver, not scoring many points because of Jacksonville actually having the defense rolling right now, and it could be that 17-21 kind of game that Jacksonville pulls out.
Houston is a minus 1,000 money line against the Raiders. I feel like that's a lot of points. Okay. Some actives today include T. Higgins, Quentin Johnson, Trayvon Diggs. Inactive today. Keon Coleman, Gabe Davis. Tua is officially inactive. And Quentin Williams. So Tua is not even QB3 today. He is well, usually the QB3 is the emergency quarterback. So that's
Coleman's out. So there's part of your question with the Buffalo receivers earlier we were talking about. There's another one down.
There's another piece. Lions are Steelers today.
Lions.
I think I'm taking the plus 7.5 for Pittsburgh though. But yeah, I think it's Lions.
That's in Pittsburgh.
They have to win. They have to continue to win. It's in Detroit. They have to win, or else they're pretty much done for the season. New England, Baltimore.
Being a home game for Detroit, I think helps Goff.
Baltimore is a -3 at home. That's interesting. You hope Pittsburgh, but you have Detroit. Yeah. Guys, if you have any questions about starts or sits this week, we're not just picking games. We're just filling time here for now. But if you have any questions about your fantasy matchups, please drop a comment, and we will answer them. Monday Night Football, we got San Francisco or Indy.
I'm biased, just as you are.
Me too. This is a big one because in my league, it's going to come down to JT or Brock Purdy to end it. So and it's a 1-point game right now.
My home league, we've talked about this. I'm going against JT and McCaffrey. So
that sucks for you.
Yeah.
I have JT and McCaffrey in a league. Actually, no, I have JT and McCaffrey in my league that I'm playing against the 15-year-old. So do what?
Don't you have Bijan in that one too?
I do. I have all 3.
Yeah, that's a.
And I'm losing to a 15-year-old. So I'm gonna go with Indy. I need them to win this at home on Monday Night Football.
I'm
okay, so
San Fran's defense by any means, but I think having Rivers in there might help us as opposed to what it could have been with earlier with the Daniel Jones. But I don't think it's going to be a runaway game. But then at the same note, Jonathan Taylor I think can run all over us. So
as he has before. Okay, so Achane and Kittle versus Gibbs and McBride this week. I think I lean Gibbs and McBride.
that's tough because Achane's actually, you know,
I think McBride scores more points than Kittle, and I think
Yep.
Achane scores more points than
Yes,
Gibbs. I think the
correct.
difference between McBride to Kittle and Achane to Gibbs is higher.
Yeah, what's
So
he done against the tight ends this year?
JT and Jennings, yeah, for Monday Night Football. I would feel confident if I had JT in that over Jennings. Pierce All News was good for Jennings though, so it sounds like you have Jennings. This is what should settle my matchup. Okay, well, hopefully you have Gibbs and McBride, but since they're the second ones, I'm gonna guess you don't. Who knows? Kittle could actually you have Achane and Kittle. Kittle actually could play pretty well. The Colts give up a lot to the tight end position. Points. The Colts give up the 10th most to the tight end position. So, and Kittle always has a good game against the Colts. So
that's one of Purdy's outlets.
Yeah. So we are getting close to the end here. Unless people have more questions, of course. If you hit this afterwards, join our Discord. The link is in the description. You can join our Discord. We have more than just me and John. We have a bunch of us that can answer all of your questions in our Start Sit channel. We can give you advice through this week, next week for waivers. We're here almost every day of the week. And yeah, and if you have not played an Underdog Fantasy, you should, because new customers, if you play $5, you get $75 in bonus funds using our code FN Plus. It's money that you get that you didn't have before that you get to play with. So do that today. Get some big bets in for the holidays. Get some big plays in for the holidays. And yeah, get in on that. Again, link is in the description below. But thank you for all of the people that did join our show today and watch and learn. Hopefully, you guys all win your leagues this week. So we're all back here again next week for the fantasy championships because that will be a big one. So, John, any last minute
Just
statements?
something else to look forward to is our Fantasy Now Plus playoffs that will be starting up here in a couple weeks as well. If you want to tell them,
right? Yeah, good segue in there because I have been failing at talking about that. So yes, we are doing a Fantasy Now plus. We're basically doing playoff football. I'm trying to find the link now. Fantasy playoff. I need to actually put that on.
FantasyNowPlus.com. It's FantasyNowPlus.com/playoff fantasy football. 13-man roster. Submit it before the wild card. $10 to get in. One player from each team. Super flex format with a kicker. So
Yes. So I just dropped the link to that form with all the information. You can just put your name and email in there, and you will get an email as soon as all the teams are locked in to pick all your players, and we will do it all. It's going to be a fun league, guys. You should definitely join. We already have, I think, 13 people already signed up to play. And you can submit as many lineups as you want. You can submit one lineup. You could submit 10 lineups. It's all up to you on how many you want to submit. But essentially, you're picking one player from 13 of the 14 teams, and you get that player throughout the playoffs, and it's best ball. So once they're eliminated from the playoffs, you don't get any more points from that player. But if they continue to make it all the way to the Super Bowl, you continue to just rack up all their points for the rest of the season. So get in there. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's a bunch of us playing already, so join the action. But I think that does wrap this episode up. Be sure to check us out. Be on Dolphins will be bringing Mike Daniels back for 2026. Yikes. Big yikes. So Tua is not expected to return to the Dolphins. That's going to wrap up the show. Again, join our Discord if you have questions. We're definitely here to help. But until then, guys, see you tomorrow at noon.
Have a Merry Christmas.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.